Hey guys, and welcome to Igloo today. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different as well, and it's going to be highlighting one of the most common undermeshing tricks that has been known for all of Conan Exiles for a good amount of time, especially since the last few updates. So what you were going to do prior was that you would have a foundation and a ceiling. Well, they fixed that method. Now, it was a foundation, a hatch, and the hatch frame. And you would just close it on your head, and then you would do it immediately. Now you can still do that, but here's a little caveat to it. All you have to do is log out and log back in. So it works in single player, and it works in almost every official server still. Every single time they're only adding a layer of complexity so that they can fix the issue, but the underlying issue is that you can still push your body downward and upward. This also is for a old school trick that you can still do. So no matter what, if you log out on a chair and then the server restarts, you can push your body up. So there are different areas that are in the map that you can still undermesh in because of that fundamental flaw about character origin points upon server restart. I'm bringing this more into light for the video because it's just like, okay, they fixed this two other ways. I give them that so that they can actually get their stuff done, but they're still not fixing the core issue, which is a character can still push himself or herself through a portion of the map. Something that has been always predominantly prevalent through most of Conan Exiles, or in past instances where there's been plenty of holes that were patched up. There was a pretty bad one which was just recently patched. So, when pets first dropped a little bit ago, they had unlimited character names that they can do. You can literally put full scripts, full injection scripts into it, because they just had that one oversight. So we don't know on how many people on official servers, private servers, or whatever that have put full scripts into their modification of their character models because of how bad it was. And I am so glad that I said it right away to most of the devs so they can get that fixed. Even though I kind of hinted on it the last video that I did, even though preview mode is not really something that shows up on your video list, so I'm not going to be doing preview mode until they fix that on YouTube. So that's just a little gripe that I have. So I don't know on how popular that video is going to be because it's not on my video list, but I digress. There has been a few other bugs for Thralls where you can actually still unlimited stack, but I'm going to be showing it more so in a tutorial method in my next video so that people can be like, yeah, we can still unlimited stat like a Thrall so that he can be filled up with 200 and 1,000 plus stone, or whenever you're doing a brimstone run so that you can still have it. But there is just so much more into this, and I'm doing a part series where it's just everything's coming on out. And everything that I know that is for building exploits and for what I do know so that it can actually be conveyed and fixed properly instead of just always being like, yeah, we're going to just discreetly fix this. We're going to I don't want any discreetment anymore. And a lot of people haven't been paid for the times that they've helped Funcom being exploit hunters and getting everything else done. So I continue this portion as well. Now, there was a dupe out there that you could actually have unlimited dragon powder, you could have unlimited god tokens and everything else. And what it required in the past was that you would actually have to have the Thrall with the loot, and then you would have to crash the server. So what you would do is that you would fill up your Thrall with whatever you want to do. You wait until about 15 minutes before the server crashed, and then what you would do is that you would either A, crash the server, or B, you would wait until auto restart. Most people knew on how to crash the server, and there was a few methods for it which have been fixed. which was the archery target, and it would just crash the server in a particular way. And when it reboots, you would have two different inventories for that Thrall. So if you really wanted to actually fuck with people, you would God token dupe in other ways. Now, the reason why this game can be buggy and a lot of times, and why all these things have been popping up, is that they make their game predominantly on pack files. And these pack files, when an update happens, can break their chain linkage arguments. So I'm going to be showing a little bit of what it is in a more simpler version, which I've been mainly working around with, is Orange 3. Orange 3 is a program software that can access in the Anaconda environment, if you know what that is, for programming, but this is more like a visual program pretext. So what you do is that you literally have your file, then you go into your data tables or whatever you have, and you pretty much run the process to everything until the completion of a animation, and then it solves, and then it prompts to the actual clients when you're actually doing the motion. So like other things that were broken were like double hits that are in the game, and that's because you're interrupting an animation for it to complete at the same time. So you're doing something to interrupt it to make it immediately effectable. That has been happening before. A lot of things are like that because on the way that the game is coded and put into pack files. Now, unless they completely change up everything or make everything to be source code C++, because C++ helps the game so much more than the pack file configuration for Conan Exiles. Like if you worked on different updates to it, most other UE4 devs would tell you that doing most of your coding in C++ will have a better result to your game's performance, including netcoding, static, and a few other things. But again, I don't work with that environment. I'm more of a data science person and connoisseur when I'm trying to figure out other things with my AI programming. My current project is the stock and making a fully autonomous thing to compete against high-frequency trading algorithms. But that's a whole nother thing, and that's like that's a video that it's not going to be on a gaming channel. No. So with everything that is broken in Conan Exiles, it comes down to how the manipulation of the pack file is, and that's why you see other things like the duping mechanic and a few other things reappear after a long duration of time because of what was done before. Way back when, in early days of Conan Exiles, you were able to do the same thing but with chest and a second person. So you would literally be able to dupe whatever you wanted. But this is a different manipulation source because of crashing the server. There's a lot of things that are wrong when it comes to player item content, when it comes to talking to the client versus the game server itself, that is fundamentally broken when it comes to saving it. And that's one thing that I really want to touch upon, is that no matter what they do when it comes to fixing the game, if they can't fix that core issue, there is still going to be bugs. There's still going to be exploits. There's still going to be things that are going to be broken with this game, because if you can crash that server without doing a DDoS attack, without doing just a flood to the IP, which is another form of DDoS attack, or something like that, you would not be able to fix this type of game mechanic, because it relies heavily on the manipulation of where your character is because of in-game items. And that's pretty much it for what I have for you guys today. And I hope you guys are able to get a better scope of what is broken in this game. And that's one of the exploits that I want to show, is that even if they still patch hatches, even if they still patch chairs, you're still going to be able to undermesh unless they fix the underlying issue with crashing the server or waiting until a game restarts for where your client model is in the world. And thank you guys for coming, and have a lovely day.